Well, hello everybody. No like it? No like? I need some likes. Just kidding. But yeah, I would really appreciate it if you can drop a like because YouTube usually promotes the content more if it has some interactions. We are doing today another 1 hour or 1 hour and a half of coding challenges on Codewars. Now, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. If you want to say hello, say hello. I do look at the chat from time to time. So anyway, let me just change the screen so that I don't do another live where I'm just sharing my face while solving code and saying, oh, and we're doing this like this and we're doing this like this, and then I'm not showing actually nothing. So I just change the screen now, and I think we're gonna do some 7 Caillou code challenges today. We might switch and do 1 or 2 of 6 Caillou, we'll see. So yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, put them in the chat and I will look at them from time to time. So let's look at this first one. So they say it's called Last Survivors, and they say you are given a string of letters and an array of numbers. The numbers indicate position of letters that must be removed in order, starting from the beginning of the array. After each removal, the size of the string decreases. There is no empty space. Return the only letter left. Okay. So the given string will never be empty. The length of the array is always one less than the length of the string, which means it's one less because we're removing all the letters except one. All numbers are valid. There can be duplicate letters and numbers. Alright, let's say train, and let's copy this. Okay, I usually do this in Visual Studio Code. So these letters is actually a string, and chords is an array of numbers which represent the position at one point, at that point in time of the letter that needs to be removed. So what we want to say is we want to basically say for each chord, so we're gonna say chords and what we return in the last letter. So let's store this in const. We're gonna say last letter equals 2 letters. We're basically making it to be the whole string first, and I don't want this one to be a const. I want it to be a let because we're gonna need to keep reassigning it, right? And then we're saying chords for each chord, and this chord is gonna be the index of the letter in the string. So for each chord, what we want to do is say we want to say last letter, which starts with being the whole word. Last letter equals 2, and we're saying last letter, and we're going to basically slice from, we're going to slice from 0 to chord because we want to slice all the letters before that letter at the chord position, right? So we're gonna say last letter equals to last letter slice 0 and then chord, because this basically kind of slices until is this correct? Am I thinking correct? I might have, but I think that's what it is. So if I have, I can test it. You can test JavaScript here in the console if you want. So if we have an array 1 2 3 4 and I give it slice from 0 and I'm saying to index 2 it should slice just the number 1. Well, to 1 it should slice just the number 1. So I'm saying from 0 to index 1, which is this one, so it's slicing just number 1. So we have the elements until this one, right? So we're saying this from slice from 0 to chord, and then plus last letter slice from chord plus 1, because we want that one to be removed. Slice from chord plus 1. And we're not gonna give the second parameter, because if we don't give the second parameter it just slices from there to the end. And what am I missing here? For each chord, let me put this in oh, I think I'm missing one more parenthesis here, right? So this should course for each, yeah, so this should work. Let's see. Test. What? Expected undefined to deeply equal a, given a, b, c, and 1 1. Why is it oh, so it's undefined because here we have to return the last letter. We haven't returned anything from the function. We have to return that last letter. Okay, let's test it. And that works. And it works. Hooray! Alright, let's try another one. Like I said, have any questions, you can always ask them in the chat. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna do this one. This one sounds like kind of a story, and I don't like those long story ones. But let's see what they say. Fans of The Wire will appreciate this one. For those that haven't seen the show, the Barksdale organization has a simple method for encoding telephone number exchanged via pagers. Jump to the other side of the 5 on the keypad and swap 5s and 0s. Here's a keypad for visualization. So if it's 5 or 0, you just swap it. Otherwise, you just swap to the number on the other side of the 5. Okay, detective, we're on their trail. We have a big pile of encoded messages here to use as evidence, but it would take too long to decode by hand. Could you write a program to do this for us? Write a function called decode. Given an encoded string, return the actual phone number in string form. Don't worry about input validation parentheses or hyphens. What? I don't know what that means, but anyway, so let's take the train, and I'm going to do a simple solution for this. I don't think there's actually I think there is a really clever method. If I oh no, it is not. I was thinking something, but I don't think that is it though. Yeah, so if you look at this, basically you know that 5 and 0 just switch places, but if you look at the numbers at the other end of the 5, you can see that they add up to they add up to 10. 1 plus 9 is 10, 7 plus 3 is 10, 2 plus 8 is 10, 4 plus 6 is 10, and so on. Oh, yeah. So 4, 6, and so on, right? So basically what we can say is we can say return, and we're going to map to this. We're going to split. I'm going to use the spread operator to basically spread the string as individual characters in an array. So it's going to be an array of numbers, and I'm going to say map. I'm going to map to them, and I'm going to say for each for each number, what I want to say is this. If I'm going to make it simple for this one, I'm going to say if num equals to 0, return 5. We may change this if num, because this may be also a little bit too long, but return 0. Otherwise, what I want to do is thank you very much for the like, much appreciated. Otherwise, here what I want to do is basically return 10 minus, and I want, because these things are also actually gonna be numbers, but they're gonna be in a string form, so I want to use the number method on it to transform it in in an actual number, so I can subtract it from 10. So I'm going to say return 10 minus number of num. So that's going to return basically 10 minus that number. So it's going to give you the opposite from 5, because like I said, you get 1 and 9, so they sum up to 10, right? And there at the end, you're going to have an array with either string element, well, all of them are going to be numbers now, but you can join them by nothing, so that's going to join it as a string. So now you have the string decoded. So let's put this on here. What's going on? 6.9. Okay, I'm getting something weird. Why is this? Oh, wait. If num equals 0, otherwise return 10 minus number of num. Why is this not 695 69? Expected 6958. What? So I guess it's not working exactly. What are they saying? They're saying, oh, I see. So it's not that easy. It's not like I thought, actually, because you don't go like this. They want you to go on, swap on the other one on the 5 by like this. So if you got 1, you get 7, I think. So for example, if we look in these results here, expected 6.9, and this one works because like some of them are like I said, but then here you get 5, instead got 1. Why am I getting 1 for? Oh yeah, this was, no, it's probably like I said, probably, but here these are actually strings, so I need to check against strings, not against numbers, because these elements are strings now. So let's try this again. Test. Woo! Yeah, that was it was that easy. It's just I didn't write the. Hi Vishal, how are you doing, my friend? You doing alright? Alright, this one, it seems I already did it. Let's see another one here. Vishal, if you didn't give already a like, I would appreciate one, as it helps the life being promoted more. Okay, so here they say, given a sequence of number, find the largest pair sum in the sequence. Okay, so basically you have to find the largest. Oh, I see. So what they're saying here, 99 and 23 is the largest pair. So basically the numbers input sequence contains minimum 2 elements and every element is an integer. So basically what you have to find is the two largest numbers in this array. So you could basically sort it, but probably there's also a better solution so that you don't use sort. Let's think about this a little bit. Every element is an integer. Okay, so what we can do, we can say okay, let me copy this function actually. What we can say is we can make a constant which is let max equals to minus infinity, and let second max equals to minus infinity as well. Then what we can say is numbers for each number so basically what we're doing, we're going through each number and we're checking if the number is higher than max so we're checking if it's higher than second max first, I think. Yeah, so we're checking if it's higher than second max. So we're saying if number is, do I need to check? I think I can check. Yeah, I can check if number is higher than max first. Yeah, so if number is higher than max, then we want to say max is equal to number, and then else if number is less than second max, I think there's a weird thing that I'm missing here. So if number is higher, not less, higher, but not that one. So if number is higher than max, yeah, so what we want to say, if number is higher than max, we want to say first second max. We want to make number basically second max, right? So we say second max equals max, and then we make max equal number. Otherwise, if number is higher than second max, then we're just saying second max equals to number. and then at the end we need to return the sum of this. Return max plus second max. Let's try this out here first. Console log largest per sum of, and let's give it this, and it should give us 122. Clear, and let's run the up. Number is not defined. What? Numbers for each number. What? What does that mean? Number is not defined. Of course I remember you. You're from Facebook, right? Mm, from India, right? What is going on? Why? Oh, here I'm saying number for each, but it has to be numbers for each. My mistake. So yeah, we get 122. So what we're saying, we're starting with the maximums being minus infinity, so there's no way there's something smaller than this actually. So then we're saying we're going to each number, and then if number is higher than max, then second max become max, and max become this new higher number. Otherwise, if number is just higher than second max, then second max becomes the number, and then we return their sum. So that way we just go once through the array. Test and attempt. Alright, let's do another one. How are you doing, Vishal? I don't like challenges that have uh, these long explanations of what we are supposed to do. Maybe let's try some 6 challenge. Give us a little bit more of a challenge. Let's see this one. This one might give us some challenge maybe. Okay, so they say, please write a function that will take a string as an input and return a hash. The string will be formatted as such. The key will always be a symbol and the value will always be an integer. Right, so basically we're gonna get a string that's gonna be like this. The key will always be a symbol, which I'm assuming it's something like a letter from the alphabet, and the value will always be an integer, and we have to return something like this. So I think this one should be pretty simple. I'm gonna use on this one I'm going to use well, we can use regexes, but how am I gonna use it? Well, I can use kind of a replace with a regex, and inside the replace I can access the matches and actually create the object. So I guess we can do that. I mean, we're not actually replacing nothing, but we're basically using the regex. I don't know how else I would use the regex to do the matches and then create an object. Actually, let's do this. Let's say um, let's create the regex first. So we can say const regex, and we're going to create a regex which will match something like this, like letter, then an equal, then an integer. So it should be something like this. You create a regex by putting something like this, and then we need this as a match. Actually, I don't think we need to put it as a match when we're actually using the match method. We will see. But basically, what you want is a letter. So I'm I'm not sure if it's only lowercase letters, but we'll see. So to do a letter, you need something like this, and after that you need an equal, and after that you need digit, which is basically a number, plus. And then let's first just say console log. We want to console log string matches regex, and let's see, let's call this const, let's say string to hash, and let's pass this string, and let's see what we get for these matches. For yeah, it's not matches, actually it's match. All right, so let's run this, and what we get is a1. So we get one, just one, because it's only finding the first one. We need to make this global, to put the global how we call it, the global flag, so we can find all of them. So let's try this again, and you get all matches in like an array. So then what you want to do is basically go to this array, split each element by equal, and put the first element as the property of an object and the second element as the value, right? So we create now an object which is, we're saying the hash const hash equals empty object, and then we're going to say string match regex, which is going to be an array like this, and we want to say for each match we want to say const elements of match equals to match, and we're going to split this one by the equal symbol, and this is going to give us an array which is going to have as the first element the symbol and as the second element the value. And at this moment both of these are going to be strings. So what we have to say is hash of elements of match 0, which is going to be the symbol, is equal to number. We want to transform this into a number because at the moment is a string, elements of match of 1, because this is the second element, right? And then we want to return the hash. So let's console log this, and this should work just fine, as you can see. Okay, let's copy this, put it in here, test it. Yeah, I think I can use map. The only thing is I don't really use the map thing too much. Why am I getting cannot read property for each of null? Okay, what is going on here? String match regex. Why is this null? Okay. Oh, oh. So wait, I think there might be something that we missed. Okay, so we want to say if string because maybe the string is empty, then we want to do this. Let's try this. Okay, so this works. Basically it was failing when it was an empty string. Let's tempt it. Okay, expected should work for. Okay, so the only problem is that they said it's gonna be a symbol, but here they have more letters and they can be also uppercase. So to fix it for that, we want to say v, but here we want to say put the case insensitive flag, and here we also want to say plus, which is one or more, not just one. All right, so let's copy this and try it again. That works. And I think he was talking about something about map, but if I'm thinking now here, you have elements of match. Vishal, if you're there, how would you do this one? Because I'm curious how you would use map for this one. Let me look a little bit into how map works, because I really haven't used this one. Map map structure, JavaScript objects, map JavaScript. Okay, how do you create them? Map creates a new map object. Map prototype set key value. Okay. Map. Let's say okay, const hash equals to new map, and then we can say map prototype set, well, map set, I think. So we can say here hash set and we want to set it to, well, we can basically make these two, we can deconstruct them here, and we can say const property value equals to this, and then we can say hash set property and number of value. But here I think I have to spread the hash in an object because at the moment it's a map, and I think by spreading it you transform it back into an object, which is what they expect. So let's see. Test. Expected empty object. Why is this not working? Okay, let me console log hash at the moment and see what it is. Let's run this. Okay, so hash is something like this. So why is it that when I spread it to transform, how to transform map to object? But come on, map to object, object from entries. Oh, this is an interesting one, but object from entries of entries. So I guess this one it is. So I'm saying return object of entries from the hash. Though I mean this one is really not much. It's not much different from the way I was doing it. It's just using something different. I don't know if it's actually. I mean, it does look a little bit shorter, I guess, in some parts. But yeah, it's good to know because I think the map thing can be quite useful for different things. Rabbit Chrome, what do you mean by map can return value? Here we are not talking about the actual map method, we are talking about map as a data structure. I don't know what you meant by returning value, but alright, let's do another one. Thank you very much for the like, much appreciated. Okay, let's see smallest permutation. So given a number, find the permutation with the smallest absolute value, no leading zero. So smallest absolute value, no leading zeros. Okay, so you don't want leading zeros like 0 0. All right, so I guess the thing is, for negative numbers you basically have to kind of order the digits of the number in uh, in descending order, and for positive numbers you have to order them in ascending order, but the all the zeros should actually be, I think all the zeros should be actually after the smallest number, because you see here 1 0, it doesn't become 0 1, it becomes 1 0. So you have the first number that's not a 0 and the small number that's not a 0, and then you get a 0 and whatever. So let's put this in code. Function meet permutation, and I'm gonna put this here. I'm going to clear this. Yeah, I was looking at that visual, and it does seem to give you quite a few things. You can divide number by 10. What do you mean, visual? I'm not sure what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying. If you can explain, that would be great. Okay, so what we can say is, first we want to make the well, first we want to check if it's positive or negative. So I want to say, like, I'm making a checking variable const is negative, is equal to, and is less than 0. So I'm going to say if is negative. I'm going to write a long version for this, and then we're gonna like kind of optimize the code so it's not so long. But I'm going to say if is negative, then what we want to say is we want to say we want to get the positive positive value of that. So if you have something like minus 34, you want to get a 34. So I'm going to say math abs, which is going to give you the positive one, math absolute of n, and I want to say to string, and then I want to sort this. Well, I want to split it, then the string. I want to split it in all the particular like digits one by one, so I can use this by spreading this string in an array. And I can say here return, and I want to return minus. I want to make this a number. So basically we're saying this is going to be minus because we're removing the minus with this one, but we want to say that this is minus a number because this at the end is going to be a string, and we want to transform it into a number. So we're spreading the we're spreading the digits of that number in an array, and they're gonna be as strings, and we want to say sort this array, and we want to say sort it in descending order. So we want to say sort AB is, and return, you want to say number of A minus number of B. So at this point you're returning this. So let's test it with console log, and you want to say mean permutation. Is it the mean or the, yeah, the mean permutation, and let's say minus 389435880. Okay, so let's run this, and we get not a number for some reason. Okay, so the thing is we did something here. We basically said where are we closing, we're sorting it, but then once we're sorting in, we're trying to make a number of an array, we have to join this other n by nothing to make it back into a string that's a number, right? So let's run this again. Oh, and it seems to be actually the other way around, is because we want to order this in descending order, not ascending order. So it's actually number of b minus number of a. So we got the working version for the negative number. Let me see if anybody said anything in the chat. Well, what do you mean by I mean, this is not much of an explanation. What do you mean you can divide the number by 10? How is that gonna solve the problem? I don't get it. Okay, so if it's non-negative, else, well, I don't necessarily need to say else. Here we can say if it's non-negative, then we return, and we have to do the same thing. The only thing is all the zeros can't be at the beginning. So if I'm doing this, this is gonna fail. If I'm doing this, return this, but the other way around, so that's to sort it in reverse when it's not negative. Let's say I'm giving it this number, right? Wait, is it doing this? Is negative. If it's negative, return. Oh, I still have the minus here. Okay, so we get this. All the leading zeros are actually removed because it basically puts them in here, and then those disappears when you use the number. So what we need to do is after we sort it, we want to, before joining, we want to do another how do we move all the zeros to be after the first, well, we basically need to move all the zero after the first number. So what's the best method to do this? So if you have something like this, like 0 0 1 2, you want to move all these zeros after the first positive number. Well, I mean, at the end, all these zeros are gonna be at obviously these zeros are actually gonna be strings, but they are all gonna be at the beginning of the array. So what we want to do is first slice all these things from here. So for the moment we're not returning nothing, we're storing this in a variable const smallest positive permutation. and we're saying it is this, which is, well, not this, this until the array. And then we want here to return that smallest positive permutation, join it by this. But here, after we do this, what we want to say is, first let's count how many zeros there are. So how should we count how many zeros there are? Can we like maybe just actually no, let's find I think there's a thing called, to get the index of an element, but not the first element as like that, but the first from the last. So find last index, I think, something like that, last index of. So the last index at which an element can be found in the array. So we want to find the last index at which 0 is found. So we say const last index of 0 equal to smallest positive permutation, find, well, last index of, and we want to say 0. And then what we want to do is, after we find this index, basically what we have to do is, we're going to have something like this. We're going to find this index, and we actually have to basically slice from here to here, put all these numbers, this slice from here to here in here, and then get the rest, right? Now this index of this is going to be actually this index plus 1, right? So we can say we reassign smallest positive permutation is equal to, first we're extracting this number. Well, we can actually make an array like this, and we can say it is equal to smallest positive permutation of, and its last index of 0 plus 1, plus 1. So we got this element. Then we have to get all these zeros from here to here. So we want to say smallest positive permutation, and we're going to slice, well, not like that, like that, slice, and we want to slice from 0 to the last index of 0 plus 1, because the last thing you put is not included, so you want to say a plus 1, and this is going to be an array, so you have to spread it in this array. And then you need the array which basically starts from this plus 2, right? So plus 2. So you want the array that's smallest positive permutation, and here you have a slice from this index plus 2, and here as the second parameter, you don't need to give it because you want from this index to the last index. So basically here we basically put all the zeros after the first positive number. Okay, I think there may have been a way to do this in this, but I'm not exactly sure how, so I'll just go with this one. So now if I give it this, what's going to do is clear assignment. So we made this, we need to make it not a constant. So let's clear this. Okay, okay, this, no, this is okay like this. This one is should be a let. And I'm still not getting the zeros for some reason. Why is that? What is going on here? 0 to last index of 0 plus 1. Okay, let's console log smallest positive permutations to see what's going on. Okay, why is this not moving? We said we want to put this element first, then we want from, okay, this is not from, well, yeah, it is from 0 to, what is going on here? Smallest positive last index of 0 plus 1. Okay, let's console log this also before. I'm not sure what's going on here. So it remains the same for some reason. Let me console log. Oh, I got it now. Oh my god, I can't believe this shit. Yeah, here we are looking for the last index of 0, but we need to look for the last index of 0 as a string because these are strings. So that was the problem. Let me clear this again. And now we get the correct thing. So let's copy this. Test it. Expected minus 32 to equal minus 23. What has happened? Oh, I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, I thought for some reason this one have to be different because I thought it had to be the smallest. Not that, because actually minus 23 is higher than minus 32. So I'm not sure what the heck they're on about. But I can just fix it by saying whatever they want, just put it back here to number a minus b. I don't know if they explain the problem properly. Expected minus 2 to equal minus 20. Oh, so they also expect this for, okay, so basically they want the same thing for both of them like I did here, but So basically what I have to do is do the same thing. I'm just taking this off, I don't need it. So here when I'm returning, I'm saying return this number, and I want to say this number multiplied by, and now I'm going to make a ternary operator, and I'm going to say is negative, then I'm multiplying by -1 because I need to put the minus back, otherwise by 1. Right, so now it's much shorter, and this should work now. Attempt. Is it expected -1 to equal -20? What the heck is going on? Expected 1 to equal. What is going on, really? What is happening here? Okay, let me console log this n just to see what the heck are these texts. Console log n. So we're giving -2, and then why does this become -1 for some reason? Oh, what is going on here? Oh, yeah, I think it's because we didn't, maybe because we didn't put this in parentheses. I think that may be one of the problems. Okay, so this one works. Let's try this one. And is this one gonna fail again? No, this one passed. So basically when we use this ternary, it was getting messed up. Then I think he was trying to multiply this with is negative or some stuff like that, so that's why it was failing. All right. Okay, well, I think we're probably gonna stop here for today. I'm going to do another longer one in the weekend. So if you watch this one, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, maybe. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good one. And yeah, if you didn't already give a like, I would appreciate one. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.